Hello once again. Today I am out for a walk on one of the first sunny days of the year, which is a little sad, but okay. As has been on a lot of photographers' minds lately, there are a lot of cameras on the market. It seems like every few months there's a new groundbreaking camera that is going to disrupt the market, change the photography game. To counter that, I have the Fuji X10 with me, an 11-year-old camera with a few tricks up its sleeve if you play with it nicely. Modern cameras are useful in practically all lighting scenarios. Give them low light and they'll at least be able to recover details that are missing in the shadows. Give them really hot highlights, and a lot of the time they're able to recover details in the sky. When it comes to older cameras, however, their sensors are not nearly as forgiving, at least in those realms. And that's what I want to talk about today. Older cameras crave light. Of course, all cameras crave light. That's how they work. But with older cameras, they're not as sensitive as newer cameras. Or maybe they're more sensitive in a way. They need to be treated correctly or else the images will quickly fall apart. So that's why I took the Fuji X10 out with me today. Now, this isn't exactly a review of the camera because just go online, you'll find plenty. This is more of a discussion or a line of thought that brought me to use this camera in harsh sunlight. I wanted to give this camera its best chance at capturing some punchy, high-contrast images without losing details in the highlights or in the shadows. This is my second outing with this camera, and what I've learned from my first outing was that this camera doesn't immediately give you those punchy photos straight out of the camera. It took some editing and some pushing to achieve the look that I like. And that's definitely more to do with me than with the camera itself. I went out on a cloudy day, and there wasn't a lot of contrast to begin with. So today, I made a point of finding those moments or images that use bright sun and deep shadows in order to have this camera perform how I knew it was capable of performing. I found places that use direct sunlight, a faux pas in much of the photography world, in order to give this camera the light that it oh so craves. And I think it really worked. The highlights are clear, the shadows are inky and well defined. You almost need to treat older digital cameras like they are film. After all, these cameras came out shortly after the initial decline of film photography, and before the resurgence and new popularity of shooting with film. When you play around with older cameras, there's moments that can humble you. Everyone knows you can take great photos with any camera. Technology is improving the way great photos are taken, but not exactly the skills required to take great photos. Going out and being able to get a slow, somewhat clunky camera to perform how you want it to perform and have a result you love feels like a sign that I'm doing something right. Especially in this type of photography, that's not exactly the forefront of my career path. Having people say, "That's a great picture, what kind of camera are you using?" and me being able to show them something that, to them, is practically an antique in the digital world, frankly, it feels pretty great. In a time where so much of photography is made up of the hype around new cameras, new systems, new lenses, it's rewarding to find an old gem that suits you without all the fluff that comes along with it. I wanted to thank you for coming along with me today. If you haven't yet, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. I'm on my way to hit 1,000 subscribers before my 1-year anniversary of starting these videos. I hope you're doing well, and until next time, adios.